CNS or Cambium Network Services Server. You can download the application from this website, and also you can install it on these operating systems. Still, there is no cloud version, but most of the features are already covered by CN Maestro. After installation, because it installs the web features, through the web login, you can log into it. And the main interface has mostly 4 menus: monitor, upgrade, configure, discover, and admin. And admin is you can add, remove some users. And also in each menu you have some sub-mini menus to have there's no configuration that much. You can monitor, you can upgrade, or either configure some options in the radio side. Also in monitoring, you can upload the network to upgrade, provide the location of each access point or SMs. Devices with no long lat values are defaulted to headquarters in rolling windows. This is a configurable option. You can change this feature. This is by default. Monitoring, these are different monitoring features of CNS. The report of all network, and so on. Also, you can do the software update, because it discovers all of your devices. You can have upgrade essentially from CNS. You can configure the radio. You even can have the generic configuration for everything, all the access points. In the admin page, you can add, remove some users and manage users. In-depth configuration, I'm going to show you each option and talk about each option one by one. And we can compare also those options that they need. They have some multiple options. This is the radio menu configuration, radio configuration menu. About the mode, you know that by default there are 3 modes: AP, SM, spectrum analyzer. So if you need to analyze the spectrum, you need to select and reboot, access the device with 03, do your analyzing, check out the spectrums, check out the environment, and then once you have chosen the frequency, then you can reboot the router again. Again, when you reboot the router, it comes up with the default mode, with the mode that it was. I mean, also you can change here. You can move to SM or you want AP. Access point mode is very important. TDD is the mode that we are talking about it, which is the default mode in ePMP. You have to use TDD to be able to use frequency reuse feature, GPS synchronization, all TDD feature. Standard Wi-Fi is just standard Wi-Fi. Same as normal. Means when you set up standard Wi-Fi, normal clients, laptop, mobile phones, easily can connect to you. Because you are using standard Wi-Fi, no special protocol, it's all about the standard. And so because it's a standard, the bandwidth is lower than TDD for sure. There are 2 PTP modes. One of them is ePTP master slave. In special use, we need this mode. I will talk about it. The other one is TDD, means exactly the same feature as we have in ePMP, point to multipoint, but in a point-to-point link. Then one of them is master, the other is a slave. In Cambium point-to-point, you need to select one of them as master, the other one as slave. To use an ePMP devices as hotspot, a separate software installation is required. I think this is the kind of bold statement, because in CN Maestro with the captive portal feature, you easily can run hotspot. But what is the difference between ePTP and TDD? While you are in access point, a ePTP mode is master. When you select to subscriber module SM, ePTP will be slave in the same ePTP. But why we need to use ePTP? First, the access point is operating as the master in point-to-point mode. The AP does not support GPS synchronization in this mode. In ePTP master or slave, there's no GPS synchronization. So the bandwidth is lower, significantly lower than other modes. Also, QoS and priority capabilities are not available, same as link quality and capacity indicator. So why we need to use this? The only good feature of this mode is latency. The latency designed to be low. So if you are seeking low latency network, this is your mode. If you are seeking high bandwidth network, then TDD PTP, not ePTP master. TDD PTP is exactly the same as all other ePMP features with TDD for point-to-point.
What's the difference between the TDD PTP bandwidth and ePTP bandwidth?
Not 50%, but like 30-40% less. It says significantly, means like 30-40%. I even tried, I tested, yes, it's minimum 30% less. Minimum. 30 to 40 feet. Because it cannot support GPS synchronization, it doesn't have some special options. You cannot have the bandwidth management, or you cannot prioritize the network.
It's not for point to multiply, right?
No, it's not for point to multiply. It's only for point to point.
Or TDD, PTP?
Yes.
Also
This one. Also this one, both of them. Only for point to point link. But sometimes, in some scenarios, in some topologies, in PTP link, you still need to have a GPS synchronization. In the same tower, you have point-to-point to 5-6 different locations. So there are 6 access points. Not in a clustering, in different modes because of the point-to-point. But you still can have the frequency reuse, even if you are not in the same network. So all TDD features like GPS synchronization, ATPC, available for even point-to-point link. These are not only point-to-multipoint features. Even in point-to-point link, you may need to use TDD features. Country, yesterday we talked about country regulations, country restrictions. By default, there are 2 standards, FCC and CE. Means all the access points, depends on being in used in US or Europe. They are following either of these modes. But when you select the country, means you are limiting your device by the allowed EIRP in your country. Depends on the country. Sometimes it's higher, lower, depend on power and gain. Automatic channel selection, ACS. This is, personally I prefer to not enable, because especially in noisy environments. In noisy environment, it always wants to change. So the link is not really operational. I prefer to do spectrum analyzer by myself, analyze the network, and find the best frequency for myself. Okay, while you want to have installation, this process works. But if you do not enable this, frequently you need to check and monitor your network every week, every 10 days, twice a month. Nobody knows, maybe 2 months later there will be another competitor in the same frequency, same channel, then I have interference. So if you don't use this feature, it's better to constantly monitor your network. SSID is SSID. Just a small thing, it's better to not use a space in SSID. And SSID, you know that it's case sensitive. It is or not? It's case sensitive. Same name, capital, is another frequency, another SSID. And SSID or service set ID, there is the concept for service set. You have a wireless network with one access point, or maybe multiple access point. This has SSID, the ID of this service set. SS means service set. We call this network as BSS, basic service set. Then you have another BSS, another BSS, but while you connect them all together, you can have ESS, extended service set. No matter these SSIDs are following the same SSID or even different SSID. While they are in the same network, means they are a part of ESS. Max registration allowed. By default, theoretically, 120 clients can connect. By default, already can connect. But Cambio recommendation is 50%. Why? Assume that this access point can give you aggregate throughput is like 200. So when you have 20 clients, when you have 10 clients, per each client you are giving them 20 meg. While you increase the number of clients, the amount of bandwidth per each client comes down. Also, by adding more clients, you are increasing the CPU usage of your device. So not more than 60 or maximum 7 SM connection recommended in AP side. Max range is also important. I told you about the max range. You can make the cell smaller to have the better budget per client, better signal or throughput per client. In access point side, you need to select the frequency and channel size. In a station side, you don't select, you enable. You tell your device that I'm ready to operate in either 24 megahertz or 40 megahertz. Now depends on access point. What access point forces? Because there are some options that forces by access point, like SSID. A station should follow the SSID of access point. Frequency, channel width, or security, WPA. This mode is very important, frequency reuse. When and how you should enable frequency reuse. This is one type of scenario that we can have. 5 pop sites in different locations, but somehow in this area they are in the same coverage. But 5 pops or towers. In this scenario, you have 3 access points in the same tower. So GPS synchronization and frequency reuse would not be available. How you can use frequency reuse? Frequency reuse is only available when they have back-to-back configuration. In this scenario, all over the network, you have to use 3 frequencies. And exactly the same. The good thing is, in the middle, nobody will be in interference because everywhere has different channel, not the same channel. This is when you have 5 access points, 5 towers, and then per each tower you have 3 access points. Next scenario is using 6 towers and 4 frequency in the network. It means per each tower you need to use 4 frequencies. In the whole network, you can use only 4 frequencies. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is exactly the same as this one. Also the one in the middle is exactly the same with another style. Means when you have, for example, this color here, the in front color should be something. And also the one in here. Frequency reuse is available in this network. GPS synchronization is available. and you can configure these options in access points. These are very important options, especially if you want to have high throughput, good quality. These are important. Now, the first one was 5 towers with 3 access points on each. Here is 5 towers but 4 access points on each. In here, you can use frequency reuse, available to use. Also, you need only 2 frequencies all over. 2 frequencies only. So it's good for limited areas, for saturated areas, for the place that you don't have that much available frequencies. Common GPS source. You have to use a common source, no matter CMM3, CMM4, or even internal, but you need to use the common one. For example, in this 2 tower, if you are using CMM4, I told you this year, welcome, for Cambio.
Yeah.
I expected you guys yesterday.
No.
Today. For ePMP?
Yeah.
Okay. So, shall you give the... you want to give them the units? Or do you have their names or whatever? Who you talk with?
Jackie.
Sakid. Oh.
Malaysia.
Oh, you talk with Sakid.
没有，我们只打电话的。哦，我们打那个EF的。
CF pilot is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you coordinating with Harry from Excellent?
Sorry?
Harry?
No.
No.
You give it, Jackie.
你们这今天来是
我们这边而已，对。